هذا الأفكار
as this is which is focused
so
If you are into bug bounty, web hacking, or just love breaking stuff to understand it, you need a tool that doesn't just capture traffic. It helps you to control it. That tool is Caido. Lightweight, sharp, built for hackers by hackers. In this guide, we are going full in. Not just how to set it up, but how to bend it to your workflow. From traffic analysis to sitemap mapping to plugins that will make you feel like you are hacking on God mode. So, this is AmrSec, go get your coffee ready, and let's dive in. Okay, so before we jump into Caido by itself, let me show you exactly how you get it installed and ready. It only takes a minute. So right here I have completely new Windows machine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Microsoft Edge or whatever browser, and I will go to caido.io/download, okay? And by doing that, you will be redirected to download page of Caido. And right here, you can download it on macOS, Windows, or Linux. And by the way, if you cannot just install it in Linux, Mac, or whatever, just go to the Caido documentation and you will understand exactly how you can do it, okay? So basically right here we are on Windows, so let me just choose like a Windows 64, okay? So right now it is downloading, so let me just wait for it and back when it's done. Okay, great. So as you can see, it's been downloaded with us. So what I have to do is just like show it on the folder. And let me just make this a little bit bigger. Just double click on it. It will ask me, yep, I want to install it. So just give it a minute. It will start the installation and will finish right now. So as you can see, it's asking me for the installation path. I will just leave it as default and wait for it. Okay, awesome. As you can see, it's been installed with us. And right here, run Caido. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. And this too, we don't need it anymore, and I will just click finish so I can run Caido right here. Okay, so as you can see, when I opened it, it showed me something called local instance, and the instance is like your machines, okay? And by default, you will see something called local instance, which is your literally local instance, okay? So what you have to do is just click start if you want, or you can create a new instance. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just like exit and like delete this one completely from my machine and create a new instance. I will call it like Caido guide, for example, okay? And as you can see right here, it's telling you the listening address. So the address that the Caido will listen for, is it the local host or just all the interfaces, or custom? You can add custom thing if you want. So basically I'll make it all the interfaces, or maybe I will just leave it local host right here. And for the listening port, maybe I want to make it something like 8080, for example. And for the allowed domains and these things, if you want, you can add, but right now I just see that this is good for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click create. Okay, so as you can see, we have right now our completely new instance. And as you can see right here, it's not it's the start button is just like grayed or not or disabled. It's not clickable. So right here you have two things. You can just start your proxy, which will make it connected, so you can click on it, or you can just close it and just open it one more time, and you'll see a start button is clickable right here. So basically what you have to do is just click start, right? So once you click start, it will give you welcome to Caido, and you have to log in, but we still don't have account, so you click create an account. So let me just create quickly a brand new account. So right here, my full name is this name, and my email is Caido, and let me add my super secure password, okay? Okay, after this, I will just click create account. Okay, as you can see, it sent to me a confirmation email. So I just got it. So let me just copy the code, add my code right here and verify. Okay, so my account is activated. Cool. So let me just log in to my account. Okay, log in, and cool, I'm in. So right here, once you are logged in, what you have to do is just go back to your Caido, right here and click login, right? Because you just created an account. Once you do this, it will go to authorize with your account, and right here it's asking you for the instance name. So let me call it, for example, Windows 11, let's say like my laptop or something. Okay, once you do this and click register, it will ask you for the permissions that this instance will take. Just give it allow, and as you can see, authorization complete. If you go back to Caido, you will see that it's telling you, hey, welcome to Caido, and it's giving you like a steps to let you get started. So you can just follow the steps. As you can see right here, it's telling you that the projects is helping you to organize your workspace, and it is. And after this, there is a button to create a project, and come on, I need more. Okay, whatever. So from now, I will continue the guide. So basically right here, we will take each tab one by one, but you cannot just get them randomly, right? So we have to understand what we are dealing with. So basically, Caido is helping you to stay organized during your web test or bug bounty or whatever. So you have to understand how to stay organized. So right here, first we have overview and all these tabs. We will get back to them once we start. And same as proxy, and same as testing, and same as logging. So right here we are start from the very bottom. So as you can see, there is something called Workspaces. Workspaces is the place that you have your projects, backups within it. What project mean? Project mean is whatever the thing that you are working on. If you are testing on a website, like just hunting on a new target, like whatever it is, it's just the target that you are working on, and you cannot just escape it. You have to create a project. So right now, let's say that we are going to start a new project. So let me create a new project right here. And okay, so it's telling you the project names can be anything from pen test client to bug bounty program and the product names. So, okay, and as you can see, it's telling you that you can make it a temporary project that it will be automatically deleted when the proxy is closed. So, cool. So, right here, we're going to call it something really cool. Let's call it, for example, DVWA. Let's say that we are going to work on the damn vulnerable web app, for example. So, let's create this. And as you can see, it's telling you the project list right here. You can see a list of projects and so on, and you can see the current selected project, which is actually cool. So as you can see right here, this is important. It's asking you for the CA certificate installation. We did not did that, so let's do it. So we'll just click OK. As you can see, it's redirected me to this page, and this page will let me download the CA certificate for Caido. Okay, let me click download, and as you can see, it's been downloaded. So I will tell him keep it, and I will open it. Once it's open, I will just install this certificate. I will leave it in the current user. I will place it in the trusted folder. Okay, trusted root certificates, and next, finish, and yep, I want. So as you can see, it just installed. So right here, we have the certification installed and everything is fine. So right now, I just installed the certificate. If you have no idea how you can install it, you can go back right here to like WebSocket History or HTTP History, and you will see the CA certificate setup right here. From there, you can start setting up your certificate. But the only thing that we did right now is creating a project. Before we dive into the Caido by itself, we have to understand some specific things. Let me close Caido completely, okay? So let's say that we did this. We logged into our instance, we create a project, and we just closed Caido. So let me open it one more time to let you understand the thing. So this is our instance, and we just authenticate it with our account on this machine. So when I click on it, start one more time, it will just start immediately without authenticating one more time. This is cool. Second, there is right here our latest project, which is selected. You can see the other projects if you want. So you will stop a minute. So why this is selected? And if you just ask it yourself that, what you have to do is go to your account right here, and you will start see more details, such as settings, for example. From here, you will see the user settings, such as the appearance and shortcuts, and I will get back to it in a second. You'll see something like the WebSockets, and you will see something like the instance settings, such as startup, and right here you will see exactly what we want, something called default project. So right here, it's by default, the last used project will be opened when you open it, which is cool. It's good, right? So right here, there is something called rendering, and the rendering engine is the one that's responsible for rendering the response for you, of course, if you want to, okay? So you can just click install now, and it will start installing a rendering engine for you, okay? So you can go to network, if you want to add a proxy, SOC 5 proxy or whatever, and you can go to certificate to export or import a CA certificate. And last but not the least is the developer settings. From here you can add custom JavaScript to customize your Caido or custom CSS. But what I'm going to do is just click this X at the very top. Why? Because I want to dive into it. So right here we have created a project. So let's say that we want to do this cool things, like basically right here, first thing that we have is sitemap. Sitemap is just a sitemap, like I don't have to say what is this. So the scopes is the place where we just add our scopes for the target that we are working on. So let me go right here to Firefox, for example, and open it. And as you can see right here, I have my Foxy proxy. So let me go to options, proxies, and let me add a new proxy, and this one will be Caido, and the host is 127.0.0.1, which is the local host. And let me give it our port, and let me give it the Caido brand color. I think it's something like, okay, so this is Caido. So by doing that, you will see that we have Caido right here. I will not turn it on right now, but let me just search for any vulnerable web app online. Okay, so I was searching for something like DVWA online or such a thing, but I just found something called Giant and Juice.shop, which is good as a lab. So this is actually awesome. So right here we have this one. Basically, I did not started my proxy yet, but we have to make some cool things. So basically I will get this copy and I'll get back to my Caido. We have to understand very important thing. Right here is our project, right? So I can just rename this and make this project named with my, let's say, domain, right? Because I can do so. And after this, I have the sitemap. Sitemap, I will get back to it, but the important thing is the scopes. The scopes is the place that you are adding your data in your scopes, literally. So right here, I can just say Giant and Juice web apps, for example. I can make a scope for web apps and a scope, let's say, for mobile apps and APIs and so on. So right here, I will add this domain, but of course, it cannot just be like this. I will give it a wildcard, and that's basically it. And right here in how to use, you will see that you can use wildcard as a star, or you can use like a question mark to match a single character. And like there is a bunch of examples here you can use, but actually I'm all fine with this. So I'll just click create, and as you can see right here, we have a scope created, which is G&G web apps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back to sitemap right here and open my Firefox. So I'm going to let my browser proxy to Caido, and I will come right here and refresh. And as you can see in our sitemap, there is the website that we visited, right? So let me just open some like URLs right here, and let me come right here and subscribe to the newsletter because I want to do so. And okay, we got coupon code, and let me just come right here, try to log in, admin, for example, and let me write the password is admin. Okay, cool. So it's wrong. So right now what we did is we just made some traffic, right? So let me come right here and open Google. So we did other traffic. As you can see, we've got other URLs. So let me open Netflix. Okay, and I will tell you why right now. So if I just open Netflix, we got other thing. So basically I will close all of this and I will just stop right here. So right here, if you come to the sitemap, you will see that we have all the details super organized for each domain, and you can search for a specific domain if you want to, and you will see all the details right here, like It's just a sitemap, man. So that's what you're going to see. So if I just open this one, it will give me all the requests that been done right here by this one. And because we already installed a rendering engine, if you just click on this preview HTML, it will show you the preview of this response right here. So let it just load. So as you can see, it's being rendered, which is super cool. So right here, it's a little bit confusing actually, because we have our project is giantjuice.com or .shop or whatever. And right here we can see a traffic from Google and all these things. But as you can see at the very top, there is something called unset scope, which is there is no scope. But if you choose GNG web apps, the only thing that will be shown to you is your target, which you just add in the scope. So this is the GNG web apps. For example, you can create another scope for the API. You can create another scope for, let's say, like you can categorize it like whatever you want, right? So that's actually the sitemap tab. So let me go to scopes. We already knew what is this exactly, and we knew that you can create multiple scopes, like exactly like what you want. You can edit an existing scope. You can search the scopes right here, and you can just delete any scope that you don't want, right? So it's just that simple. For filters, so I will leave filters right now and get back to it. So let me go to HTTP history because it is important. So basically, if I come right here to my browser and refresh, and no, I don't want to resend. So let me come to the main app and click enter. As you can see, there is a connection right here. So if I just open this one, as you can see, all the traffic come right here in the HTTP history. And that's awesome because this means that all the traffic that we did is here. But there is something not good, that we can see other things such as Google traffic and so on. But that's why we have created the scope, right? So if I come right here and choose my scope, I will see the only traffic from the website that I'm targeting. So as you can see right here, my account and all the login, for example, this login attempt that have CSRF and the username and the password and the blog posts and all of these, right? So this is the HTTP history. And one of the most cool things on Caido that I just love about Caido is how you search about things. Like when you just walking and you want to search about things, you need something really fast to search with. And this is Caido, but it's using HTTPQL queries to search. That's why it's super fast. Let me show you how. Let's say that I want to search for any request that have in the request a word called about, right? If you just hover in this one, enter HTTPQL query, you will have first no images, which is one of the presets or filters that we used. And if I go back to filters right here, you will see that there is something called no images and no styling. What is this? So basically, these are filters that have been like pre-created to you. And for example, no images filter, just deleting any URL or request that have something like .png, .gbg, these things. And same for styling, just removing any CSS styling files and so on. Of course, you can create yours, and I will get back to this. So right here in the HTTP history, let's say that we want to search for a request that have about word within it. If you come right here, first thing you will see is no images, and if you click on it, you will see that it's being added, and hit enter and you will see it's being applied like super fast. And we can add other thing. So if you want to add other thing, we have to write and it just HTTPQL query. So it's just super easy. Okay. Once you click no styling and hit enter, it will remove all the styles. Cool. What else? So we want something like and we want any request that have about word to be to target it, right? So we're going to write request, and this request, let's target all the raw data of it. And after this, we have the request have to contain a word of about, right? And hit enter. As you can see, we just got the request that we wanted, right? We can do something. We can target the requests that don't have about, and this will be like not contain, right? Right now we just used contain. We can use not contain and about, okay? And hit enter, and this will just dismiss any request that have about word within it. And it's not just this. So as you can see, when you write a request, and request like REQ, just like extension for request, right? So when you write a request, you will see that there is a bunch of options to filter with. There is created at, which is the timing that's being requested at, the request. There is the extension, which is the file extension. And what this means, that means if the server is just like requesting a file called config.json. .json is the file extension of the request. And there is a host, length, method, bus, port, query, row, TLS. So let's say that you want just to search for a word in the whole request. That means you're going to use row, because row is just the entire request data. So you can use a request.row. After that, filter if it's contain a specific word or not contain a specific word. If it's a regex, which will let you write filter by regex or not regex, equals, not equals, like, and all of this. Okay, so basically that's pretty much it. So if you can write HTTPQL, this will be super helpful for you. So I have told you about filters, but I just didn't back to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of this and come right here. So let's say that you are always have a problem, which is you can see all the Google traffic on your HTTP history, right? And you want just to forget about it. So what you have to do is come right here. Let's say you create a new preset, and this preset name will be no Google. Okay, no Google traffic. So by doing that, we will remove any traffic from Google. You can give it an alias, which will be no Google. Okay. So once you do this, you will have to add your expression, your filter by itself. So right here, we're going to write a request. We want the request host to not contain like google.com. Of course, it's a really basic thing, but by doing that, we will not get any requests from google.com. There is, of course, other things such as Google services and all of this, but it's just an example right here. As you can see, let me just unset the scope, and we can see some Google data right here. Right here, I can just choose no Google and hit enter. And by doing that, you will just see that there is no Google right here, which is awesome. So of course, you can see advanced things right here you can filter with. And at this really top icon, you see this browsers tab. And right here, if you have recognized or like available browsers in your desktop, such as Chrome or these things, it will just show them to you, right? So right now we just we understand what sitemap is, what scope is, what filters is, but we did not understand what the intercept is. So right now let's get into intercept. Intercept is just something really awesome, because right here you can intercept the requests and responses and WebSockets, which is cool. So let me show you how. So right here, let's say that this is our shop. If I just refresh, everything is fine. The browser is proxied, but we are not intercepting anything. So when I click on forwarding, that means, hey, there is no traffic will go. But right here, as you can see, I'm only intercepting the requests. So if I just hit refresh, I can see the request right here. I can drop it or forward it. Once I click forward, the request is gone. Okay, and this is because I'm only intercepting the requests. So let's say that I want to intercept the request and response. Okay, so I can just click like this, and I'll be having request, interception, and response. And I can intercept the WebSockets too, because I have this option, right? So I will just close the WebSockets and come right here and refresh. And as you can see right here, I have the request. I will forward it and I will get a response. I can manipulate the response or just forward it. And once I click forward, it will just go. It's just that cool. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the intercept. And of course, same for our WebSockets. If there is a website that's creating a WebSockets traffic, you can just intercept it, manipulate it, send it back, or just see it or whatever. So the WebSocket history is same as HTTP history, but for WebSocket. If there is a website that have WS or WebSocket traffic, it will be saved at the WebSocket history. And by the way, right here you can select multiple multiple things by hitting control and select whatever you want, and you can just select all of them by selecting the first one and press shift and select the last one, and by doing that you will select all of them. You can export all of them as a JSON or CSV, or you can just export the current rows. You have all these options, right? So basically I will just go back to the WebSocket history, and if I have any WebSocket traffic, it will show right here. It will show me the message and what the client, like what it being sent to the client and what being sent to the server. So that's pretty much it. If you come right here to match and replace, you will start seeing how Caido organizing your data. But how? Let's see. So right here you will see something called default collection. But what is this? Simply you can right here create a collections for you. So let's say that you want to create some match and replace rules for admin and match and replace rules for user, for example, or match and replace rules for google.com and match and replace rules for other domains. So you can do this right here. So let me just change this to rename it something like subdomain 1, for example, and here I will add my match and replace rules for the subdomain 1, and I can create another collection which will be responsible for the match and replace rules for the subdomain 2, right? So right here, let's talk about the rules. So right here, if you click a new rule, by default, it will be added to the first collection, which is the default collection. You can just grab it right here and put it into the second collection, or just leave it at the very top one, okay? So once you create a new rule, you will see it right here. You have like to target the sections of the response and the sections of the request, and I will not really talk about this too much because you understand what it is, right? So let's say that you want to replace the data that will come to you in the response body. So let me just click on the response body, and right here is the matcher. Or you want to just like to use regex to match whatever you want, or just a plain text. So I will just leave it as a string, and I will just tell it if there is anything is false, just give it me back true, right? And if I just come right here and make this key, like let me remove this and make it something like false and test it, as you can see it's giving me true. That means it is work, but you can give it a condition. And maybe I want this only to work if the request host like equals, not contain, equals, let's say google.com or whatever my target is, right? Once I do this, I have to click add, and this will add it in a new one because by mistake I wasn't editing on the first one, okay? So as you can see, we have two rules. Maybe I can edit the name of this and make it a response. Any false will be true. Okay, once I do this, I'll click update, and as you can see, it is right here. But it is actually not active. So to activate it, I just have to click on this button. And right now it is active. So right now you pretty much understand everything about match and replace. So let's talk about the testing. And I was waiting for this part. So let's say that in the HTTP history, we want to try a bunch of things. Like how? For example, right here, let me just take a look on things. And as you can see, we have a blog post. And right here, there is post ID 4. We want to try different things such as SQL injection or this data. So basically, when I right click on this, I will see a bunch of options such as copy as a curl or copy URL or send it to reply. And you have to focus right here and send to automate and send to finding. You don't have any idea what it is, so I will tell you. Reply is something exactly like the repeater in Burp suite, if you are not familiar with Caido yet. And the automate is something exactly like the intruder, so you have to understand this too. The findings is something pretty new, and I will tell you what it is right now. So let me try to send it to reply, and right here it will show you the collections, and that's why I'm telling you, it's keeping you organized. So maybe before I send this, I will go to the reply and let me like rename this collection, make it main domain, right? So that means any request that I will send it to the reply, that the host of it is the main domain, it will be sent to this collection. and I will create a new collection, and I will call it, let's say, like other, for example, any other things. So I will get back to my HTTP history, and I will send this to reply, but to the main domain. Okay, and because the main domain, it was the default collection, so if I just click right here, it will send it, or I can just come right here and click Control R, and it will send it. So as you can see, we have our request right here. So once I click send, it will be sent, and it will give me the response right here, right? So that's cool. So right here, as you can see, first thing that we have is the session. This is called session, and if I open this, I can see the session right here. Maybe I can write right here something like a blog post, for example, so I can understand what it is. I have renamed it. I can just close it, and when I want it, I can get back to it right here. So if I try to send this, as you can see, I got a response. So let me try to, let's say, inject something right here and try to send it and see what I will get. As you can see, it's telling me invalid blog post. That's why you're using reply, right? So let's say that we want to fuzz on this request. We want to know if there is other blog posts. So we can do this by right click on this and send it to automate. Okay. Once you are on automate, you will see the same thing. We have sessions, and right here, it is really awesome. So as you can see, we have 4 attack modes or types or whatever, and each one is telling you what it does. So basically, if you want to know more about this, you can go to the Caido documentation. It's telling you exactly what attack does. But right here, if you just read this description, you will understand what each one of them does. But right here, I will just choose all, and this means it will just replace all the placeholders I will choose. So here, let's say that we are targeting like fuzzing blog post. Of course, no one just renames a tab like this, but I'm just telling you that you can rename it. And right here, you can select the place that you want to fuzz on and click add this placeholder. And by doing this, you told Caido that this is the place that I'm going to fuzz or whatever, like this is the place that I'm going to add my things on it. So right here, as you can see, it's showing you the details such as payload, processors, settings. So first thing is the payload. Right now we have only one payload. That means it's just replacing one place. If you selected this and added a placeholder, you will see that right now we have 2 placeholders, right? But you cannot just give each one is data, because you just choose the attack type right here is all, which is replaces all. So I will just clear all of them and choose my post ID one more time and add this. Okay, so first thing right here is going to tell you the payload type. Right here you have different options. First is hosted file, and this if you want to use like your word list or passwords or whatever. And as you can see, it's telling you don't have files, so you can visit the files page, and when you click on it, it will redirect you to the files page right here. And right here you can just upload whatever files you want, such as rocq.txt, your word lists, your like whatever you want from here. And when you get back to automate, you will see it right here. Or you can use a symbol list, and a symbol list, it will give you an option to just add whatever you want or load it from file. You know, like it's telling you, hey, you can use a word list, but if you don't want to save it, it's all right, okay? Or if you just really have a simple list, you can add a simple list like this one, for example, right? Or you can add null payloads, which just it's not adding anything actually, okay? It's just repeating the same request. Or you can add numbers from 0, let's say, to 100, and we can do this actually. So each time, each request, it just like goes one number. And the settings right here, as you can see, there is a workers, and the workers are like the threads. So if I make it like 50, it will send 50 requests by each other, and it will be really heavy one. So basically, I will just leave it as default, and once I click run, as you can see, we have ongoing task is our attack right now. And as you can see, the attack is finished. and I got all of them are 400 state codes, which is cool. But I can right here filter by the state code or the time or whatever. I can filter by the length too. Let's say the maybe this one. And of course, all of them are just invalid because I have right here a single character, but you just understand why me. So right now, let's talk about workflows. So man, just the workflows are the future, because you can literally do everything you want with your requests, history, like traffic, whatever. You can do everything you want within it. So if you go to workflows, you will see three things. You will see passive workflows, active workflows, and convert workflows, but you have no idea what it is. So basically, first, let me click on new workflow. So when I click a new workflow, I will see like a bunch of things, like on intercept request, what it should do, and if else statements, and JavaScript. I can run JavaScript on the thing. There is shell. I can send a specific request when it has specific data. I can send it to a specific tool I have, CLI. And if you stop right here on shell, you will see that it just have bash, zsh, sh, cmd, PowerShell, and WSL, which is awesome, right? So you can set a color, and set a color will give a color to the data that you have. Like literally, you can do a bunch of things. It's like an automation for each one, for each thing you want. You can do things really fast right here, and at the same time you can do it really easy, like just connecting each thing to other, and you will get exactly what you want. And by the way, I can just I don't want to talk a lot about workflows right here, because I can just talk about it for 2 hours without stopping. So if you want to do a specific thing, you can just head to the Caido documentation. They have really detailed documentation about the workflows. So let me go to about convert. As you can see right here, we have some example workflows such as base64 decode and encode, and URL decode and URL encode. So if you just click to edit any one of them, you will see that there is something different right here. But hold on, how these things are here? So if you go back to the workflows right here and try to create a new workflow, you will see another options. And this is because, as I told you, the passive workflows and the active ones and the convert ones, each one have its own things to use, such as functions and these things, okay? So if I go to the convert one and edit this one, you will see that it's a pretty simple workflow. It's simply starting the convert. Once it's started, it will get the input data and it will base64 decode it. And after this, it will convert. It will just end the convert, which will mean that it will give the user the output. So it's just that simple, right? And right here you have only base64 and URL, but you can do something like, let's call it JWT, for example. And right here you can just add a JWT decode and JWT encode and start working, start creating your workflows. Don't do this, because I will tell you some cool thing right now. But before we move from workflows, I want to tell you about something completely new in Caido, just in the version, in the latest version, which is the ability to create shortcuts for the workflows, which is awesome, man. Like right here, if I go to my account and settings, I will see something called shortcuts, right? When I click on it, I will be able to see each shortcut. So as you can see right here, if you take a look on it, you will see that these are our workflows. So what this means? That means that there is something called URL encode, preview, and replace. The difference between them is when you click, when you use replace, it will replace it in the request. And when you choose the preview, it will just, it will encode it and give you the data. It will not replace or manipulate the request. So what this means? This means if I come right here to the URL decode, replace, and click on it, and let me write, for example, Control U, okay, and save it, and come right here to the URL decode, replace, and I can give it something like Control Shift U. Okay, once you do this, go back and let's say I have reply right here. Let's say that this thing is just a URL encoded. If I right click right here, you can see that we have our workflows, right? But you can just like double click on it like and hit Control U, and because it is not URL encoded, it will not do anything. But we can do like Control Shift U, which will URL encode all of it. Super awesome, right? So I don't want just to take time right here. So we have took a look on workflows. Assistant is something awesome, man. Like you have AI in your Caido, right? So if you go right here and you can see that you have some credits and you have 4.0 mini and 3.5 turbo and 4.0, it's a ChatGPT modules, right? So if you go right here to this one, for example, and right click on it, and you will see something called assistant. And from here you can ask the assistant to explain it, for example, or generate something. So as you can see, it is being sent, and you can rename your chat right here, or delete it, or create a new one. And once it's finished, it will give you it is response. So let's talk about environment. You will only use it if you want to use a global variables. What this means, if you are familiar with Postman, you will see that if you want to use something like key as a variable or plain text as a variable or whatever, you will have to have environment. And this is exactly right here. For example, there is a global environment. I can create a completely new environment right here, call it new, okay, and give it a new variable, and this variable will be a plain text, and the variable name is like my name, for example. And when I write my name, it will reflect my complete name, okay? And I just save it, and that's pretty much it. That's the environment. So right here we have logging. In the search, you can just search whatever you want right here, and all of it will be super detailed. And right here, the good thing, you will have more fields to filter with. So in the findings, this is really good thing. So let's say that I was working on this reply tab, and I have found that there is SQL injection right here, but I don't just want to report it, because I want to chain it with other things to achieve RCE, for example. So I don't just want to leave it so I forget it or something like this. What I can do is I can just right click on it and click send to finding. When I click this, you will see that it's asking you for the title. So I will write SQLi in posts, for example. And the reporter, let's say me, or if there is a team in the Caido plan, you can just write the name or whatever. But right here, let me just leave it like this, and let me give it a description. And one of the cool things, you can write markdown right here. So let me write, for example, I have, let's say, found SQLi in the post parameter, for example, and I come right here and I give it a code like waiting for a chain, for example, okay? And you can just add whatever you want right here. But I want to tell you something, that when I click create and go to finding, as you can see, it is right here. And when I click on it, I can see that it's been rendered exactly like what I want, and it is right here, the request and the response. But the most important thing, that I'm just showing you what you can do, but of course, you can just do whatever you want right here. It's completely up to you. Exports. The exports is the tab for the data that you have exported. For example, if I come right here to the HTTP history and I just export all of the data as JSON. So as you can see, it's telling you the export task has started. But where? Yep, exactly, in the exports. If I go to exports, as you can see, it's finished and I can download it. So the files, I told you what is this. I will not touch the plugins right now. I will get back to it, but let me go to the workspaces and tell you something. So right now I'm on this machine, but if I try to go on another computer, for example, I will not see this project, and it will be a very big problem for me, because let's say that I want this data. So what you can do is click right here and click create backup, and this will create a backup of this project for you. And in your new instance, once you go there, you can just restore it and start working on it or do whatever you want. Like it's just making things easier for you. Is it all fine? Good. Okay, so before I get into the plugins, I need you to know that everything right here is connected to the other. For example, you can send it to the reply from the HTTP history or the reply by itself, and you can send it to automate finding. You can just right click right here and view this response in the browser. Come right here, paste your link, and go, and it will show you the response in the browser. There is a break button which will show you break. We can just click on it to see the raw data. So right here, if I just click on pretty, you will see it became pretty. When I click on it to be raw, it will show me the raw data without formatting. So let's say that I just want to select this and this and this and send all of them to reply. I can do this by doing that. Okay, so all the things that we talked about is only the Caido core. What this means? That means this is without using any plugins, without doing anything, just the Caido core by itself. Before we start digging into the plugins, I want to tell you that if you just faced any problem, you can join the Discord server. Just go, tell them your problem, and it will be fixed, and the guys right there will help you to fix your problem. So right now we're going to dive into the plugins. I want to tell you that each plugin of these are whether it's fixing a problem or helping you out. And actually, it's not fixing a problem in Caido, it's fixing a problem in you. So what this means, it's just letting you stop wasting time. For example, there is a plugin for 403 bypass. You know how to bypass 403, but you can just use a plugin that will make this faster, right? So basically, in this video, I will not talk about all the plugins, but I will talk about the plugins that you should have. So right here, as you can see, when you get in, the first thing that you have is to understand the risk before installing anything. As right here, you will see a bunch of plugins. You have a search to search for a specific plugin, request a plugin, it will send you to, I think, Discord. Install plugin. If you have a plugin package that is not in the community store, you can install it from here, and you can see the installed plugins right here. So in this video, I will talk about really awesome plugins. I want to talk about like we have 403 bypasser. It's a really good one. We have Param Finder, and we have a QuickSSRF. And by the way, there is other plugin like QuickSSRF just published like last night. It's called OmniOAST, but it's not on the community store yet. And there is something like CSRF PoC Generator, which will let you just generate a CSRF PoC. There is Caido Themes, there is BonFox, and BonFox, it just integrates your BonFox like extension from Firefox to Caido. And this is actually just like a passive workflow that will colorize the history for you. And after this, of course, we have Shift, and I will show it to you right now. We have Notes++, we have JWT Analyzer, and we have screen drawing. Okay, we have screen drawing, and we have something like Drop Main. I love this plugin. We have Squash, and we have Exploit Generator, and YesWeCaido, and Chatio. Okay, so I have installed some really awesome plugins, and I will get into them one by one right now. And I know this video is a little bit long, but I just want you to have a really good understanding about everything right here. So if I go back to the installed, I will see that I have 14 installed plugin. Awesome, right? It is awesome. So right here, basically, I have missed only one thing, which is what I told you to wait for it in the workflows. I've told you to do not create any workflows, and this is because if you click get more workflows, it will redirect you to the plugin store. But why? Because if you go to the plugin store right here, you will see something called workflows store. And this will be like a huge collection of a community built workflows that you can directly use, right? It is cool, and you can just download all of them. So let's start with the plugins one by one. First one is 403 Bypasser, and this one has been created with the same author of Param Finder, same author of Caido Themes, and same author of like multiple other plugins. So what is 403 Bypasser? It's simply automating the 403 bypass for you. So if you come right here to templates, you will see the templates that it is using through the requests. And by the way, you can just import other templates, or you can clear all of them, reset it, or you can use the existing ones and new ones with them, right? In the settings right here, you can see that you can add your Open API key, and this will be for the AI generated features. Right here, you can see the template settings for the delay and timeout and all of this. But how to use it? So let's come right here to the HTTP history and get any requests like this one. I'm going to send it to reply, and right here I will write .htaccess, for example, to give me 403. So come on, give me 403. Okay, it's giving me 404. Okay, so let's say that this gave me 403, for example. What you have to do, normally you will get the request, go to your terminal and start applying your templates with curl or manual test or whatever. But right here, it is simple. You have to right click and the plugins, 403 Bypasser, and just click scan. And as you can see, 403 Bypasser start to scan it, and it will give you the result based on the stack code, content length, and all of this. And if you just click on any one of the results, it will give you the request and response. Of course, right here, everything's working because actually the response is 404, which means we are doing something dumb. So forget about it. So if that's it for 403, yep, it is it. It's just helping you out, right? So right now, let's talk about Parameter Finder. And Parameter Finder is something like Paraminer, if you are familiar with. And right here, you will see the sessions, word lists, settings, usage. The usage is like a quick, small documentation for you. You have to take a look on it, by the way. So the settings is the settings of the plugin, like the request delay, request timeout, these things, auto detect, and WAF, and so on. The word lists are the used word lists for the parameters, and you can see right here sec lists, word lists right here. You can import them, download them, and you can upload yours right here. And by the way, you can clear all. So how to do this? If I come right here to the HTTP history and go to login, this is get request, so I don't need it. If I go to the post request, I can see CSRF, username, and password. But let's say that I want to search for another data. So maybe I can just right click, go to plugins, parameter finder. I want to search for the body, but as you can see, it's told me that there is no word list. So let me go to the word list and import any one of them. As you can see, it is imported. So let me come back right here, right click, plugins, and parameter finder and body. And as you can see right here, it is started, and you can see the logs right here. You can export the results, and if it's found anything, it will show it to you right here, and you will see here the requests that have been requested are all of them there. You can check for them. Okay, before we start digging into the other plugins, I want you to know that basically each plugin could have a command. What this means right here, if you just right click, you will see that you can send it to one of the plugins, right? But if you just like hit Control K to see the command palette and search for something like 403, it doesn't have any command. But let me search for something like parameter finder. You will see that you can just send it to parameter finder from here using the command palette. So you have to understand this, so this will make the work faster for you. So QuickSSRF. QuickSSRF is something like Burp collaborator, and once you click generate URL, it will give you a host URL to just like to receive the traffic. So right here, as you can see, we have our request. If I copy this, go back right here to reply and change this with this and send the request. As you can see, it's giving us 200. Okay, let me get back to QuickSSRF and refresh. As you can see, we got a DNS request right here. So let me just refresh one more time. Okay, so it is the same. And in the settings right here, you can add your server URL, token, and the time. And by the way, that's actually it for QuickSSRF. And I want to mention that there is other plugin called OmniOAST, which is really awesome because you can just use multiple providers such as webhook, OAST, private, and public. And it's actually really awesome. It's not on the store yet, so you can just search for it and you will find it. So let's talk about customizations, Caido Themes. So in Caido Themes right here, you can see that there is some themes you can use by this plugin. And if you just click on the dark gray, for example, and click use and save, it will change the colors. Like even darker, you can make it like this. Like ocean blue, you can make it like, that's it. No, you can actually use your colors right here. You can customize it exactly like what you want. But the default, I can see that the default is really cool. You don't have to do anything about it. Okay, so let's talk about the beast right here, and it is shift. And if you don't know what shift it is, you can see that shift is basically the cursor of hacking, and this is exactly what's being written on their website. So basically, shift is being created by Res0 and Rainator or Justin Gardner. You can take a look on it on shiftplugin.com. But right here, as you can see, it's asking me for API key. And this is because Shift recently became free only for the Caido premium users. So let me become premium right now. I am premium right now. So right now, as you can see, after I became premium, I got an API key by default. So I didn't go anywhere. I just got the API key like here in Shift after just subscribing in the Caido individual plan. And as you can see, we have 5 million like token or something. So right here, there is a bunch of things. There is like a 3 bars. There is Shift core and Shift memory. And I just forgot, but you can just get back to shiftplugin.com or the repo. There is a video right there that's showing you exactly how you can use it. But let's try it, right? So right here, it's a tutorial. It's telling you just to press Shift space. And okay, we have Shift right here. And just like escape to close. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here and to try to test Shift. So let me just write, let's say Shift space. And let me tell it navigate to HTTP history, for example. Okay, enter. And okay, I have typo. So okay, of course you're not going to use it like this, but I'm just showing you some cool things. So maybe you can tell it something like let's Shift space. You can ask it for something like maybe a search for the requests that only have, let's say, a 0x0 word within them and the TLS, for example. You can just tell it something like this. And once you hit enter, you will see that it is applied the filter by itself, that the request row have to contain this word and the request TLS equals true, which is exactly what we want, right? So it did it right. So just give it a thumbs up. So you can create filters for you. So if I just okay, this is Chatio, come on, go there. So if you just right here, click Shift space and tell it, for example, let's say create a filter to ignore, the .txt requests, for example, and just give it enter. Okay, as you can see, there is a new filter has been added, and this filter is just like the alias is no-txt, and it's just like removing any requests that have .txt. Give it a thumbs up, and you can just tell it something like create a filter, for example, for API endpoints. Okay, and just hit enter, and it's going to create a filter for this. Okay, as you can see, there is a new filter added right here, which is API endpoint. Give it a thumbs up. So let's talk about one last thing with Shift. There is a bunch of things, but I'm just trying to make this a little bit fast. So right here, if you go to Shift, you will see something really awesome, which is auto renaming reply tabs. This thing is just like, it's super cool because the Shift plugin will be able to auto rename your reply tabs right here, which will let you be more organized. As you can see right here, all of them are just not renamed. So I'll get back to Shift and I will just enable this, and I will make the delay like 5 seconds because of the video, and I will rename the existing reply tabs, all of them. You can give it instructions right here, but these instructions are well because I don't want to change it. Once I do this and get back to reply tabs, as you can see, it started to auto renaming all of them, which is awesome. One more thing in Shift is the memory, and the memory you can just let it know that, for example, your A account is the ID 1 and B account is the ID 2. So when you do a specific attack, it will use the A account, like these things that let you just a little bit confused, it will handle it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's talk about Squash. Squash is something like request minimizer, like when you just try to minimize requests to just get the most important things. That's what Squash do. When I go right here and right click on this request and go to plugins and let me go to Squash and minimize request, as you can see, it's telling you squashing. What you have to do, just wait for it and you will see a new reply tab with the minimized or like squashed request. So if you try to minimize a request and you got an error, you have to make sure that you send the request first and then try to minimize it one more time and it will work. And right here you can see the minimized request and the original one. So let's talk about the workflows tool. The workflows tool is a place when you can see a workflow for everything literally, and you can just install it by click installed. It will be installed in your workflows directly right here, okay, in the convert, as you can see, add slashes, or you can just like install all of them one time like this. Okay, we have talked about QuickSSRF, okay, and themes. Okay, let's talk about screen drawing. Screen drawing is a cool one. If you're just explaining on Caido or something like this, what I have to do is just press F12 and start playing with a pen so you can just animate on the screen. That's pretty much it. So let me clear it and close it. Okay, so let's talk about JWT Analyzer. So actually, it's just responsible for any JWT hacking within Caido. I will not talk about it completely because I have made another video explaining it tab by tab, like explaining it literally very detailed explanation. Like you can check it right here and get back to it. So let's talk about Notes++. And Notes++ is really good if you're just taking notes. And this is because right here you can just create a new folder. This folder will be responsible for the main domain, for example. And within it, we're going to create a new note, right? So basically, I want to tell you again, Caido is keeping you organized because you cannot just do this if you are not selecting the project. So you have to make sure that you are selecting a project because these data are saved based on the project. So when you change it, you will see that the JWT Analyzer tokens are gone and you will see a new data. Same for the notes. There is a new note. So when you want them back, you have to get back to the project. So right here, the cool thing that you can use like markdown, hello world. You can just use codes, hello. Okay, you can just use like h2, whatever. It is cool, right? And you can just mention requests like this. That's why it is awesome. You didn't need to click save because it is auto saving. So drop. What is drop? Drop is really awesome thing which can let you drop things to your teammate, collaborator, or whatever. So let's say that I am working with you. You have Caido, I have Caido, and I want to send you a really interesting request that I want. So I will just go to the reply, go to this request, and click drop, and I will see your name right here. I will drop it to you, and you will get it. And to add yourself or to add your friend, go to settings and just add his shared code right here, and you can add it. It is that simple. Other cool thing is YesWeCaido, and YesWeCaido is a plugin that will just make hacking on YesWeHack really easy. Let's say I'm hacking on like YesWeHack Dojo, for example. I will just click view details and I will see what it needs right here. So let's say that it wants this to be in the scope. I will click on it, and as you can see, it's been added to the scope. Let me choose another target, like this one, for example. I will add the user agent. It's been added in Messenger and add the scope. Okay. And when I get back to the scope, I see the new scope has been added. When I get to the Messenger place, it's been added the rule that will change my user agent. Cool. So when you go back, you will see that there is JWT, because if you have a private programs, it will show it to you. If that's all, yep, it is all. The exploit generator is responsible for generating exploits in multiple programming languages. Let me go to right click, plugins, and exploit generator. Once you click on it, you can just choose the language that you want, and you can request another one. Once you do this, it will give you the command. You can copy it and save it, and you can play with the settings from here. Is it all fine? All fine. Let's talk about Chatio. Chatio is like a ChatGPT, but within Caido. And the only difference between it and the assistant is just giving you like, it's allowing you to use Anthropic API keys, or OpenAI, or Google Gemini, DeepSeek, and the local LLM using Ollama right here. And you can it's just saving the chats based on the projects. You can just start selecting the module once you configure it, and you can use it directly. So we have forgot one thing, which is the CSRF PoC, because it doesn't have anything right here. That doesn't mean it's not working. You can go to reply, right click right here, CSRF PoC generator, click on it, and it will generate it with just like a multiple methods. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I just covered as much as I can for you to get started in Caido. If you're just having any problem, go to Caido Discord and ask the community there. They will help you, or you can just ask me and I will help you too. So actually, that's pretty much it. That's a wrap. Now you have got everything you need to weaponize Caido like a pro. If you have made it this far, you are not just watching, you are leveling up. If you got any favorite plugin or workflow Caido made smoother, drop it in the comments. I'm always down to explore new tricks. So if you found this video helpful, do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more cybersecurity content. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, or you can reach me directly on Twitter. Until next time, stay curious and stay secure.